Supervisors have a copy of my September solicitor's report, and I can answer any questions that you may have. A couple items I want to report on. I received word that the City of Monongahela has approved the amended police contract that we circulated and was approved by this board last month, and I believe that patrol is going to start, if it hasn't already. I know the chief indicated he would be getting Bobby a signed copy of the agreement. Do you have it now?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Tuscany Estates, I had some dialogue in the form of emails and a couple of phone calls with Mr. Clausen, and he has finally sent to me a copy of the signed sales agreement between Quaker Engineering and Miranda Homes. That's the good news. The bad news is, and I'm going to defer to Jamie too with his eyes on this agreement, there's a lot that he represented that was going to be taken over by Miranda that I don't believe that agreement says is being taken over. In fact, there are a number of items that Miranda is saying before there's a closing, you have to do this, this has to be done. It's a voluminous agreement, and Michael in my office, Jamie in his office will be looking at it. Obviously, Miranda has stepped up. They've indicated they want to take over the balance of the property and do the development, and that's good. But we still have all these open issues with Quaker Engineering that need to be resolved. And I think what brought this to a head was the email that Jamie sent to the insurance company, the bond company, saying we were going to be pulling the bond to complete the infrastructure in the first 3 or 4 phases. They, of course, have an obligation to contact the insured, which they did, and that prompted Mr. Clausen to get in touch with me. So we've moved it a little bit, but there's still a lot of open questions. Just as a comment on Linda Gordon-Evans' comments about legal fees, I'm sure the board is aware, and I'm going to announce for the public, that Judge Wygant, the federal judge in Pittsburgh who had the Mader-Nidek case, has issued a decision on the motion to dismiss that was filed. It's a 75-page opinion, well-reasoned, well-drafted, and it's on file here at the township, and I would encourage everyone to get a copy of the decision. It speaks a lot to the frivolous, unwarranted litigation that we've had to defend against. She dismissed the complaint filed by the Nideks with prejudice, which means they can't file again. That case is over. She dismissed every count that the Maders filed. Half with prejudice, which means you can't file that again. The other half without prejudice, which means you can have one more bite at the apple. It would be the 3rd amended complaint, but the judge was careful in her decision to say, that's the last one I'm going to look at. So, yeah, there's been a lot of litigation, unwarranted, unnecessary, frivolous, based on false claims. And I would imagine, I would bet that 80% of the legal fees that this township has incurred is a result of that litigation. And many of you sitting in that audience had a lot to do with encouraging the Maders and the Nideks to file those complaints. You egged them on, you encouraged them, some of you filed affidavits.